Hello Sagittarius, I'm Dadhichi from astrology.com.au and it's December 2018. So Christmas wishes are in order, first things first. To those of you that are new, thanks for joining me. And this is a pretty lucky month for you, a great bit of luck to finish 2018 on. And I say that because not only is your ruling planet Jupiter passing through the sun sign of Sagittarius, but you have the ruler of the ninth house, the sun, along with the ruler of the seventh position, that's the partnership sector, all congregating in your sun sign to bring with it a really big dose of positive, exciting and lucky energy. Now, on top of that, Mercury and the new moon on the 7th combine in this sector, your sun sign, after Mercury's been retrograde for a while. So it's picking up steam, and these four planetary energies are going to converge. Now you've also got the challenge there of Mars and Neptune, which in your case, because Mars is also friendly, I don't feel is going to dampen the good fortune. I think it's just going to energize you more. It's actually quite a strong domestic energy as well, which you need around Christmas. You need that optimism to counter the somewhat abrasive behavior of, that nasty cousin or the, half-drunk uncle who is always prodding you and trying to one-up you, right? You'll be fine. This is one of the luckiest combinations, and it's also bringing with it the fulfillment of some of your past karma at this time. The sun in particular. Now it's interesting because the sun, having just passed over your ruling planet Jupiter, creates what's called combustion, or a situation where you may not have felt altogether so good. This could be physically or mentally. It could have put you in a circumstance for a little while, maybe a week or so, leading up to the end of November into the beginning of December, where you weren't feeling quite so good. Actually, it would have been over probably by the end of December. But with this new moon, it shows that you are serious about making a change in yourself. Something that is going to be lasting, by the way, because this new moon in your sun sign is all about digging deep into yourself to radically transform yourself, basically. And now this is going to have some repercussions in your domestic sphere, because that Mars energy, as friendly as it is, does still come with its basic inherent aggressive quality. And all of these planets, including Jupiter, are going to be squared by Mars, and that can make for a combative sort of period. But we see also that there are some forthcoming transits, especially related to the full moon. So the moon makes a transit there around the 15th to this Mars and Neptune. That's when you're likely to be triggered. Fortunately, it's not at the Christmas dinner table. And then we see the connection to Uranus 2 or 3 days later in your 6th house. That's your work and your health. There could be something that precipitates a bit of a crisis at that time. But what I'm alluding to here is that on the 22nd, 23rd, the full moon in your 8th house is an important development. So this whole idea of changing yourself and using all this past karmic luck to take you to the next stage of your life is going to be sort of enhanced by this full moon in the 8th house. Now the 8th house has a great deal to say about the deeper psychological aspects of your personality. So here's the kicker. you have the desire to make that change, and then we see the full moon being influenced by Saturn. It's at that time you realise, wow, I've opened myself up to an internal can of worms. This is going to just release. Yeah, I've used the example of washing a dark ink spot out of a piece of white linen. The moment you start to pour the clear water onto the piece of linen, the ink starts to run. And so I think what's going to happen here is that you will start to realise the magnitude in the last week or so of December, of just what's involved in, actually transforming yourself into this person that you've got in your mind. You have to jettison a lot of the old stuff. And that's why I said, for you, the linkage of the sun at this time with your ruling planet and Mercury coming into it, and then the full moon here in your 8th house of psychological complexes and deeper issues and intimacy and that type of thing, is going to come with some pretty serious repercussions internally. We see also that there's a very, very tricky little part in this area that the moon is going to keep making contact with over the next year or two, every single month. So it's going to hammer you once, twice, 3 times. And when you think about it, that's what happens with a jackhammer. You're not going to grab your jackhammer and then all of a sudden you've done the job. Bit by bit, you've got to dig through into bust through those layers within yourself. That's the work for you now, and that I think you're ready to do with that same confidence that I mentioned at the outset of your reading. It is a really beautiful combination, and the more you can do that, you'll realise that this is not just to get rid of the rubble, but deep down in where you're digging is that treasure, that pot of gold. So that's a nice note to end on, because I think the pot of gold would be a beautiful Christmas gift. I don't think you're going to have that pot of gold this Christmas, but you might start to see some shiny little doubloons there underneath the surface. Just keep digging, and I think this is going to be a period that is going to be memorable. It's going to clear the decks for an incredible new 2019. You couldn't get much better than this once in 12-year cycle of your ruling planet moving through your sun sign. And with that, I wish you the best for Christmas. Don't forget, however, that I do have that more detailed 12-month report, the full 2019 outlook for you, Sagittarius, and it's completely on the house. You can get it there at my website, astrology.com.au, and I do look forward to your company in the new year. Good luck. Take care now. Bye-bye.